Hey y'all, it's Lauren back with another silhouette tutorial. We're going to continue with cutting cardstock, but this time we have multiple colors in this element. So we're going to try to cut it with using as little time as possible. So continuing with the birthday theme, we're going to be cutting out this cake to put onto a greeting card that is 5 by 7, but we're only going to load the mat one time. So currently, like I said, the page size is set to a 5 by 7 because that's the standard size for a greeting card. So I'm going to put my cake on this page and I'm going to make sure it's the size that I would like. So I'm going to try to cover up a good portion of the front of the card with this. And it makes it easier to cut and glue later. Alright, then I'm going to bring it to the side and I'm going to ungroup it. So now everything's kind of with the same color. We're actually going to pull all of the black shadow of the frames over with the black shadow of the candles. Now that I have everything separated, I'm actually going to change my page size to 12 by 12. Next, I'm going to go ahead and drag all of the elements and group them by their color onto the cutting mat where they fit. At this point, you could just place the cardstock by color on the mat, but for me, sometimes I don't actually get the measurements completely right. So what I like to do is I like to use the rectangle tool. Now at this point, you could be done, like I said, and you can just place your cardstock and put it where each color is going to cut and slide it into your machine. But I'm going to make this almost foolproof to where I know exactly where to put my paper, how big the paper needs to be, and exactly where to place it on the mat. So I'm going to use the rectangular tool and I'm going to draw a rectangle that matches up with the grid around each element. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to center each element to its rectangle. Now at this point, what we're going to do is we are going to make the rectangles the same colors as the elements and subtract it from it. So all that we're left with is a cutout in the rectangle. So you don't want it to be grouped up. It needs to be separate, it needs to be centered, and then we're going to click on only the rectangle. I hold down Control and click the color that I want. Then we're going to select both, and we're going to click Subtract All. Then you can move the element out of the way, and we're just going to delete it so that what we're left with is this outline. Same thing here. I'm going to select the color, select both, and subtract all. And then we can delete it. You're going to continue to do this with all of your elements. Okay, at this point it shows you exactly where you need to place your cardstock. If you want to make it a little bit more concise and maybe move these up next to each other, that's fine. It really is all about your preference. But at this point, once these elements get cut out, obviously you'll use the pieces in the middle and you'll be set and ready to go. But this shows you exactly where your cardstock sits on the mat.